Hey everyone, it's Jeff over at Quiet Waters. Over the years, I've had a lot of clients ask me where they could go online and view newspapers and have different news than MSNBC, CNN, and all the big news networks because there's just too much stuff there. They can't customize it, and it pretty much sends them right back to our local news station online or our local newspaper. So I want to bring your attention to Google News first because Google News is the only customizable news that I found out on the internet. Um, the way that you customize it, now you go to news.google.com, or you can click on the link down in the description for online news, and you'll land on this page. And you'll see that they're showing you the top stories. There's your local area. I'm in Meridian, Idaho, the world, and other things, including suggested for you. Now, if you just want to rearrange things or change how much news you get, you just click on the personalize button. And I like this because there's sliders here. You want it sometimes, or you want it all the time, or not at all, or you can just hit the little trash can icon next to each one of these and delete it. Now, if you want to add more, you can just type down here at the bottom, or we can go over to their categories section, and all I did there, let me go back because I think I did that too fast, was under personalized down here where it shows advanced under this little search box. When you hit advanced, you can just go to this endless list of pages, and there's 10 showing down here at the bottom. And I added space. Let me add WTF, and that'll put it at the top of the list. Go back to personalize, go back down to advanced, and you'll see that those have been added, those three. And if there's any books, or you can just go through the list page after page. If you want to know about stories about Google, you can add that. You want to add video games, or you want to add gadgets, you can add that. I'm going to go ahead and add the gadgets. I want to see what that is anyway. And I was on page 2. There's gadgets. Now, the really cool thing about this as well is that when you add things to your home page, you can go in and change the order just by simply moving it up or down the list. You just grab a hold of it with the mouse and move it up and down the list. And I think that's pretty clever. As well as, there's other things here. You can adjust the sources, how much of their information you want. Most people, like ESPN, I don't watch any sports, so that'll get rarely, barely get anything from them. But, you can change these, like gadgets is up at top, and we didn't want that. So once we made the change here and we hit personalize, it should rearrange it. And it didn't, so let me go back to personalize. And where's gadgets? Gadgets is down there. Gadgets is down there. Let me just go news. Google News. And it should be at the top. I'm not sure why it didn't change, but nonetheless, gadgets. And it says it was saved, so now it should refresh. Maybe it's because I just added it. Nonetheless, this is your own personal news reader. So 5 awesome things to do and see at the Gadget Show Live 2016. You can see the headlines for each one of those categories. So this is a really quick and easy way to go find news, is with news.google.com. Now the next thing I want to show you, because of the real reason I wanted to do this video, is a lot of older clients ask me about online newspapers, and there's a couple choices. You can go to the sites.google.com link, which I have put under the heading in the description. It's called the United States Online Historical Newspapers. And you can literally pick any one of these states. Like, let's pick Illinois. And you can see the dates that the papers were done. You can see the name of the newspaper and the city and the county. And you can see whether or not they cost money or they're free. So we're just going to go to this one, 1850 to 1909, the Quincy Public Library. See how much information they have there, and they have nothing. So let's go to the Library of Congress. Library of Congress always has copies of everything. So 100 years ago, here's a 100-year-old newspaper if you wanted to read it. Now there's also another site that you need to be aware of, and that's Google's own. And this is found under news.google.com/newspaper, or you can just click on the link below. And this is literally all of the newspapers A to Z. And I believe this may even be outside of the country. So all you do here is you just go to the one you want, like the, let's find an old one, 1876 to 1886. The Daily Free Press. Let's check that out. Oh, and they got a lot of stuff, even some damaged newspaper. And to read them, you just click on them, and there's controls up here on the upper right where you can go back and forth on the pages. You can zoom in, you can make it full screen, easier to read. And see how you can hover over these and they turn into an icon that you can click on? Well, click on it. Because what that did is it just zoomed in on it so that you could read it. And now we see that special prices to reduce stock. Every department well filled and assortments to please all. And here's another one, the furniture, blah, blah, blah. Look at these prices. A $10 suit reduced to $5. Wouldn't that be nice? So let me go back a page here. So Google News is a really good site to go down and look at some old newspapers. You know, if you're just searching, if you just want to see newspapers like the Miami Herald, you just type in the Miami Herald. I misspelled that, but thank God Google's there. And here's the Miami Herald, and you can just go read it because you just simply typed it into Google. So that's a really nice feature for a person to be able to do that. You know, just go to Google, type in the name of the newspaper you want. Like here, let's go back. And I'll type our local newspaper here. I'll type in the Idaho Statesman. And the very first link is the Idaho Statesman, and we can go right there and we can see breaking news from the Idaho Statesman newspaper. So again, it's a really nice ability to be able to go right to Google and read your news on Google. It's also really nice to know that there's historical newspapers out there, and Google has those, as well as the newspaper archives for the past 100 years. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to touch base real quick on the newspapers so that some of my clients that want to read newspapers, old or new, have a resource and a link. So if you found it useful, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and let other people know. Thanks for watching.